Breaking news, my Biafran wonderful people. Make una hear this the retired appeal court judge. What you get to say about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. Listen attentively. Nigerian government is displaying executive lawlessness on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. A retired appeal court judge laments. For you to know that even every Dick and Harry, Okeke no Okafo, even all the whole sand or soil or what would I call it in that country called Nigeria knows that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been freed and is free indeed. And even according to Michael Zekom, he said there's no any court in Nigeria have the right or power to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu again. But yet, Malami and the so-called Kabats in Asarok have refused to release this gentleman. I don't know what they are looking for the Biafran nation. I don't know what they are looking from the people of Southeast. But the truth need to be told. Enough is enough. Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now or never. I am not threatening anybody. I am not inciting anybody to any conflicts. But I'm saying the obvious. It's close to 2 years now that this man has been held in solitary confinement. I've been solitary confinement. How do they use to say this English? Without no anything. He have health issues. He need to be attended by his physicians. They refused. Even while the same court by Binta and Yako of the High Court have already ordered the DSS or what they've been called to give access to all the physicians of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to attend to him in that solitary confinement. They refused. Then Michael Zekome have already placed an order, or what would I call it? File a suit against the DSS to allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if they cannot release him, at least let him have a place in the Kuje prison where he can get a medical attention from his physicians. They refused. Then the question there is, what do they really want from this young man? Do they want him alive to continue the trial, or they want him dead? I cannot say, but only them knows what they have planned or what they have already decided in their meetings. Look at what the appeal court judge is saying. He said Nigeria government in total, both the president, the deputy, the senate, everybody in that Nigeria government that is handling the affairs of the country, they are displaying executive lawlessness. Imagine this thing now have to do with a mere man that displays this kind of executive lawlessness. What will be the outcome of that person? What will be the outcome of that very person? That is the question that needs an answers. So my wonderful people, good morning to you all. Please, I don't want to talk too much. I want us to go straight to the main business or the main reason why we are here this morning. Before we proceed, if you never subscribe to my channel, this is the right time for you to do that. You never share enough my content and you are watching and you are commenting, you are liking. I appreciate you, but you need to do more. Yes, bringing this news to your doorstep is not easy. And I want you to also take that duty of sharing it to your next door neighbor. Let them know about what is happening and what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is passing through. If you are through a Biafran, any of my content you watch, you are not sharing it, you are not a Biafran. That is the way I in short, I rest my case. So my wonderful people, please subscribe, like, share, and also comment on all of my content. A retired court of appeal judge, Olado Tukun Adepope Okojie, had said the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipo Nnamdi Kanu, was set free from the treasonable felony charges preferred against him by the Nigerian government because no authority must be allowed to go against its own domestic laws and international laws. The Court of Appeal Abuja Division had in October 13, 2022 discharged Nnamdi Kanu and cleared him of any treasonable felony charges preferred against him by the President Muhammadu Buhari-led Nigerian government. See it, they say they will not release him. The three-member panel of justice of the appellate court in judgment delivered on Thursday has set aside the judgments of the Federal High Court, Abuja, which quashed 8 out of the 15-count charge against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The appellate court had agreed with the counsel to the IPOB leader, Chief Michael Zekome's son, that Kanu was illegally abducted and extraordinary renditioned from Kenya to Nigeria against both international and local laws. Then the question here is, what is that international law? What did they state, and what have they been doing for the past going to 2 years now? When this young man had been extraordinarily renditioned, he was not even arrested. He was kidnapped, brought into Nigeria like a common criminal. They covered his face. Even Osama bin Laden himself, had they never done to him the way they brought Martin Nnamdi Kanu into the country. Speaking, Justice Adefope Okoje, one of the 3-member panel justices of the appeal court that set free Kanu of the treasonable felony charges, pointed out that no country or business wanted to invest in a country where judicial disputes took forever to conclude. Yes, so it have lingered. It have lingered. You want to sentence him to prison? Do that. How can you keep somebody in a solitary confinement for over going to 2 years now? No any judgment, no any pronouncement, nothing. Not even when the court, the same court of law you believe in that give you justice when you have election malpractices, then tell you that this young man committed no offense, let him be freed. You say no, you cannot. You go and file a stay of execution. Who does that? In which country? A lawless country, Nigeria. Only Nigeria can do that. No another country in this world. Even the countries that Nigeria are better than can never practice this kind of judiciary system that we are doing here. She spoke during the valedictory court season organized in her honor by the court in Lagos State, adding that a country that seeks foreign investment must get its court system functional, accelerated, and receptive to the needs of the domestic and international people. She affirmed that the court must never shy away from the calling the executive to order when they resort to acts of executive lawlessness. She said, the judiciary is the last hope of this country and must not allow itself to be influenced by any consideration other than to do justice in all matter. It must live up to its duty to protect the people and to deliver justice to the deserving. In doing this, it must be insulated from politics and must, where necessary, be bold enough to call the executive to order. I restate an injunction I expressed in the judgment in the case of Nnamdi versus Federal Republic of Nigeria in the appeal number CA/ABJ/CR/C25/2022 delivered on the 13th of October 2022, in which I was privileged to write the leading judgment that day. The court must never shy away from the calling the executive to order when they resort to acts of executive lawlessness. The duty of the court is to maintain a balance between ensuring that law and order is obeyed and the protection of the individual from oppressive actions by the executive. I stand by this position. No authority must be allowed to go against its own domestic laws and international laws to perpetrate any act against its own citizens. And that's exactly what Nigeria, Buhari-led government, and Malami have been doing. The retired judge who spent 27 good years on the bench maintained that it was not acceptable that a case averagely takes more than 5 years to conclude a trial, more than 3 years in the Court of Appeal, and an average about 12 years in the Supreme Court. Justice Adefope Okoje also pointed out that no country or business wants to invest in a country where judicial disputes take forever to conclude at all. She therefore suggested that the judiciary should embrace arbitration to speed up justice delivery. And that's so the thing take be. So make una do what? Make una dey listen. We still have more news to bring to una. This news is written to you by the what they call it, by Okoje, the former appeal court judge, and it is reading and broadcast to you by Okute Daily Talk, where you speak to you the undiluted truth about the things of life. He wants to ambush Tinubu to give him substantive ministerial rule. Daniel Bwala laments. The spokesperson for the Atiku Abubakar Presidential Campaign Council, Daniel Obuala, has said a certain minister wants to ambush the president-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to give him a substantive ministerial role. Nigeria report that the chieftain of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) made the submission in a tweet via his Twitter handle on Thursday. He said the particular minister wants Tinubu to give him an important ministerial role. Hence, his argument that the appointment of ministers of state is unconstitutional. Okay, now I get your point now. You're talking about Festus Akpamu. Of course, now you need to raise alarm now so that he will get appointment from the president-elect. Bala also claimed that the said politician wanted the role of the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Federation, but was later appointed as a Minister of State for Labor. Oh, that is what you are going. Who don't know law? Yeah, now you anyway, Nigeria and anyhow country, they can appoint anybody to become the Minister of Justice. Look at Attorney General of the Federation, Malami, who don't even finish law school, but they give him the Attorney General of the Federation, whereby he's turning the laws upside down, bringing Nigeria into shame. He wrote he wants to ambush Tinubu to give him a substantive ministerial role. Hence, his argument that Buhari appointing him as Minister of State is unconstitutional. Are you sure? Yeah. That's exactly how he wanted the role of AGF and went to National Assembly confirmation hearing and was answering in this manner. If I became AGF, it got President Muhammad Buhari, Chief of Staff, mad, and they gave him an inconsequential role first under Niger Delta. The substantive minister then allegedly complained that he was further resigned to labor as under secretary, aka Minister of State, source close to Tinubu revealed. My take is that desperation and scheming are killers of opportunity, according to Mr. Daniel Obuala. This life no balance. So Peter Obi eulogizes Edwin Clark on his 96th birthday and still healthy and living. The Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Mr. Peter Obi, has hailed Nigerian nationalist politician Edwin Clark on his 96th birthday. Nigeria report that in a statement via Twitter on Thursday, the former Anambra State governor described Clark as a respected father figure. According to him, the Niger Delta politician has remained a crusader of national peace and an icon of truth and justice. Peter Obi noted that Clark is a lover of good governance, accountability in office, adherence to the rule of law, and implementation of equity and justice in governance. He wrote, "Today I am delighted to celebrate a very respected father figure and elder statesman, Chief Edwin Clark, on his 96th birthday. I share in his joys and thank God for the blessings of good health and longevity he enjoys." Chief Clark, as a father and leader, has reminded a crusader of national peace and unity, an icon of truth and justice, and an embodiment of courage and fearlessness. He has remained at the vanguard of the fight against injustice of the poor, oppression of the masses, and disregard for the rule of law. He consistently speaks truth to power, standing as a moral compass for leaders. He is a lover of good governance, accountability in office, adherence to the rule of law, and implementation of equity and justice in governance. He believed in and supported the vision of a better, united, and secure Nigeria that will be beneficial to all Nigerians. Emphasis in all Nigerians, not some sort of Nigerians. Detail of how YouTuber Tiamiyu gained access to UK. I still remember this man. We go to the BBC and open the nyash of something. I don't want to talk too much, but make una hear this news. How he gained his own access into the UK. Now, when he feel like he has balance already, he want to spoil the dance for other people who will also get access into the same way. A Twitter user at Dr. Penking has revealed how Emedi Tiamiyu, a Nigerian YouTuber currently under scrutiny, arrived in the United Kingdom, UK. According to Dr. Penking, Tiamiyu gained access to the UK less than a year ago, entering as a dependent. You see him? As Dr. Penking shared a photo of Tiamiyu aboard a plane, he wrote, "This is MD Tiamiyu on his way to the UK in September 2022. Less than 9 months after he entered the UK, he closed the border against his kinsmen and lineage with his mouth." In another tweet, as Dr. Penking shared a video, presumably of Tiamiyu leaving Nigeria for the UK. In the clip, Tiamiyu says, "Thank God I don't look like what I have been through. I have been through a lot. If I need to get a tattoo, I will tell them to write this country Nawao on my forehead." Previously, Tiamiyu, who guides Nigerians on studying in the UK, claims many were less interested in gaining new qualification than in starting fresh lives abroad. He told the British Broadcasting Corporation (BBC) that several people use student visas as a means of escape Nigeria, adding, "The student route is more likely an answered prayer. It is a big bracket that's able to take a lot of people, the ordinary people." Tiamiyu's comments coincided with the announcement of new immigration rules that will limit Nigerian students and other international students from bringing family members as dependents except under particular circumstances. These rules, set to start in January of 2024, aim to prevent the misuse of visas by prohibiting students from switching to work visas before completing their studies. Nigerians criticized Tiamiyu for possibly jeopardizing the prospects of gaining students aiming to study in the UK. Tiamiyu has since apologized for his remarks. "What are you apologizing? My brother, you have already spoiled. How did they used to say it? That a broken bottle have no mekwatansi. Split milk, there's nothing you can do about it. You have already speak it to the hearing of the authorities of the UK. That's exactly what this man done. That's exactly what you did. You have passed the bridge and want the bridge to break simply because you feel you have already transcended to the other side of the country, other side of the world. Barely 9 months you left the country, you have already closed the doors because you feel only you know how to talk. The prayers and abuse you are receiving on a daily basis, I tell you, my dear, if you survive it before this year runs down, then thank you, Ochi. Because this is nonsensical nonsense. Closing the doors on the people who will make a movement to at least to escape from this country called Nigeria. This one is not a country, it's a hellfire called Nigeria. You have closed the doors on them because you feel that only you know how to talk. Only you are a YouTuber. You're looking for views and subscribers, right? Then watch out and see what will happen to you. No good. Now go visit you and your entire family. Dele Momodu, the also as Tunumbut as TB Joshua's daughter graduates from Columbia University. People's Democratic Party (PDP) chieftain Dele Momodu has congratulated Promise Joshua, daughter of the late founder of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, Prophet TB Joshua, on her graduation from Columbia University. Nigeria News Area reported that Promise Joshua recently earned a master's degree in public administration in the US-based varsity. Mahmoud, who remains close to the Joshua family following his relationship with the deceased clergyman, shared videos and photos of Miss Joshua during the graduation ceremony on Instagram. Sharing one of the photos from a promise graduation ceremony, the media mogul disclosed she finished her final semester with a 4.08 GPA. Joy in the house of Prophet TB Joshua, the chairman of Ovation Media Group, began his host on Thursday. A massive congratulations to Miss Promise Joshua, the affable daughter of Prophet Temitope Balogun Joshua, who graduated from the Columbia University in the city of New York with a Master's of Public Administration, MPA. She finished her final semester with a 4.08 GPA, which she is really thankful for. Here are some of the great pictures from the graduation day. One of the wise men of the late Joshua, Christopher Orji, also took to his social media to congratulate Mrs. Joshua. Where the last but not the least, 10th National Assembly, Imo government speaks on Uzodinjo backing Lawan, working against Akpobio. South na-eme onwe ha. The Imo State governor has denied report that Governor Hope Uzodinjo was part of the plan to back Senate President Lawan Ahmed to retain his seat in the 10th National Assembly. Recall that a report emerged claiming Uzodinjo, Sani Musa, and Ifeanyi Uba are plotting to back Lawan for Senate presidency against the anointed candidates of All Poverty Congress (APC), Godswill Akpabio. But in a statement by the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Declan Emelumba, the Imo State governor stated that Uzodinjo has never contemplated working against the choice of APC and the President-elect Bola Tinubu for the leadership of the 10th Senate. According to him, Uzodinjo will stand firmly behind the choice of any person or persons chosen by the APC and the President-elect to lead the 10th Senate, and will work assiduously for their emergence. Emelumba insisted that Uzodinjo's reputation and integrity as a loyal party man had remained unassailable. He, however, described the author of the story as a mischief maker seeking to destroy the hard-earned reputation of the governor of Imo State, the land of hope. He said, "Those who know my governor can attest to the fact that he is principled and disciplined. He is also bold and courageous. He doesn't speak from both sides of the mouth. He leaves you in no doubt where he stands, and for the issue at hand, he supports the position of APC all the way. When the party has decided on an issue, Uzodinjo will go with the party. So those involved in these infantile speculations should desist forthwith," according to the speaker, somebody Emelumba. And so the thing take this. So my wonderful people, I say, okay, let us take the last news here. I remain committed to Nigeria's progress. This one is coming from the office of His Excellency Dr. Gringo Peter Obi. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the just concluded 2023 presidential selection, Peter Obi, has said he remains committed to the progress of the country and has continued a constructive role in Africa. Obi stated this in a statement on Thursday in a reaction to the release of the new book, Hands Off Africa, written by Pope Francis and prefaced by global author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. He retweeted his call for Nigeria to take back their country because only Nigerians can save Nigeria, certain that it is the only nation that we have. It is ours to build and develop. He wrote, "I am glad to see the release of the new book, Hands Off Africa, written by Pope Francis and preferred by our literary ambassador and global author, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. The book, whose release is timely, touches on every critical point of discontinuing the exploitation of Africa by the Western powers. As Pope Francis suggests, may Africa be the protagonist of its own destiny. I have consistently called on Nigerians to take back their country because only Nigerians can save Nigeria, and that is the simple truth. This is the only nation that we have, and it is ours to build and develop." When I rejected the dual citizenship of other countries years back, I was conscious that Nigeria, as the only country that I have, will need my full attention and commitment in the years to come. I remain committed to the progress of our nation, Nigeria, and her continued constructive role in Africa. This one is coming to your desktop or coming to you this morning from the office of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Gringo Peter Obi. So my wonderful people, Shebi, they done, after all this wuru, after the delay, after the adjourning, after all the brouhaha, after all the shoutings of every news and crannies of this country, they went ahead to inaugurate the president-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, congratulations to him. Yes, congratulations to him. You know why I'm happy this thing is happening? Because Nigeria have this problem of very easy to forget syndrome. Very easy to forget syndrome. They have a short retentive memory. Well, I take exception to that, but let me tell us the gospel truth. I'm a Nigerian, I'm a youth, and I know what we are passing through. We are very easy to forget and very easy to move on. We are just endured and forgot about the past 8 years of of agony, pains, and a lot of things. Now we have went into the new era of another government. The government of the people, of the same people, by the same people. He who sold Buhari that made our life miserable is the same person that went ahead wuruguruli, narrowly, and dubiously siphoned and hijacked the election of 2023. Now the transition is ongoing. Let Asiwaju, let him happen to Nigeria. Nigeria will come back and begin to miss President Muhammadu Buhari. But by prayer, may it never be so, because when we are fighting against good luck, people called him bad luck. They said he is woman. He cannot do anything. He cannot take decisions on his own. It's the only person good luck that is taking decision. But at the end of the day, the whole thing landed on our head. At a point, we begin to cry, let good luck Jonathan come back. May we never ever cry for Buhari to come back, because when we does, that means Nigeria is at the brink of collapse. That's why the fact that Nigeria now is just 70-30. 70% Nigeria will collapse, 30% Nigeria will not collapse. So if by the time we start to cry for Buhari to come back in power, we start to miss him, that means Nigeria have 90%, but just 10% to survive. Then 90% Nigeria is gone already. So make una do what? Make una shout on our eyes, you. She be this new government, everybody they shout, hey, Jagaban do Lagos. I don't see what the Jagaban do. People who even living in Lagos are complaining that Lagos is a hell on earth. People who come from other countries will tell you that Lagos is never a place to live. Yet people said he built Lagos. Okay, let us see how the building of Lagos state, a state, will transit in building a nation. That is where I stopped. So have a nice day, my people. May the good Lord bless us all, the Father, bless us all, the Son, bless us all, the Holy Spirit. In this Friday, please, may we all do what? Never fall a victim of any circumstances. No, it can never be our portion. Anywhere we are going, the grace of God will follow us, guide us, protect us, and see us through. And we must always what? Triumph in every areas of our lives. So have a nice day, my people. And as we are celebrating today's Friday, because TGIF, that means today is Friday, we will also remember that drinking and driving is not good and it's against the ethics of the law in any country. Have a nice day, my people. May the good Lord bless us all, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I am signing out. Bye for now. Kemesiano.